Previously on Mercy Point.
What brings her here?
Your non-human patients appear to be dying.
Thwack had 40 megs of circulant in the system.
That's more than 4 times normal.
There was only one doctor who ordered regular supplies of circulant. Can you tell us who it was?
Dr. Maxwell.
I have no choice but to suspend your privileges at Mercy Point.
Dr. Maxwell, you're under arrest for murder of this non-human.
You found a serious dead end, pal. There's nothing out there but nothing. Zero, as in gravity and pressure. It's a messy way to die. You killed them all, didn't you?
I simply showed them mercy.
Well, you don't want to do that. Wanna know?
Repress the airlock and get me back up down here, stat! CJ. I'm telling you, it wasn't Groot that ordered that circulant, it was Bortok.
The alien lab tech, a salified, impossible. Mark, if she's right, my investigation will continue. In the meantime, I intend to save as many lives as you do by seeing to it that Mr. Maxwell is immediately removed from Mercy Point. It's Dr. Maxwell, not anymore. Coming through. What's going on?
There's an airlock accident in Launch Dock 3. CJ and Bortok are both involved.
Oh my God. Somebody help us!
Let me go. CJ needs my help. Tim, you have to let me go. Think very carefully about what you're doing, Lieutenant, because if you're wrong...
Let him go.
Autoscope. Can't get any air in. Infused with epi, 1 meg.
How long was he exposed?
5-10 seconds max.
Hit. Call the farm, give me a fresh pair of lungs on standby, and a hemopress kit to trauma 1. Hang in there, CJ.
I need 20 cc's of Thorocar.
20 cc's of Thorocar.
Scratch that. Tetracine, 5 rems.
Oh, no. He's got bubbles in his blood. Hip, lungs, how bad?
95% bilateral pneumothorax. Multiple perforations of the pleura have left Dr. Jurado's lungs unable to expand.
Thoracic membrane acidity at 13%.
Heart rates? His left heart's at 135, right heart 115. Any other good news, Hip?
There is also hemorrhaging of the influx cavity in the right heart.
Okay, we're gonna have to slow it down before it bursts.
Grade 9 section 2 crystalline laser tip self-sealing. Activate.
Activated.
Suction. Good. That's 1.
She's not an alien physiologist. She's losing him.
How's he doing?
Multiple gas emboli in the blood. Decompression blew out his eardrums, ruptured his sinuses, and we're looking at extensive bowel perforation.
But he's breathing.
For now.
Good, I'm taking you off.
What? My suspension is over.
I know. But our other patient is a salified. He's dying. Halen needs your help.
You want me to leave, CJ, for the killer that put him here?
I'll take care of CJ.
Dimona wants your assistant, CJ.
What is this, tag team surgery? All right, thoracic membrane acidity 23% and rising. Left heart rate accelerating to compensate for liquid loss. I'm just getting it slowed down.
Dr. Maxwell, the right heart's influx cavity has reached maximum elasticity.
Laser scalpel. Give me a B valve. I'm laying a piece of fibroflectin. He'll be back on his feet, killing folk in no time.
Got the sphenoid and maxillary sinuses vented. What's left of them, anyway.
We'll fix it.
Frontal anathemoid will be a problem. That's right. I'll go in through the optical orbits. Now a laser knife?
Transfer skull is torn in 3 places. Ilium the size of a grapefruit and GI contents everywhere. I'm going to need a hyperbolic flush.
Like you said, we'll fix it.
Over here.
Blood pressure's dropping. It's 80/60. That doesn't look good.
Stop looking and get a cardio wand ready. Just in case.
You'll be happy to know that he'll survive.
Right now, I'd like to speak with the suspect.
And I'd like my hospital back.
There is a protocol to follow in concluding any investigation.
I don't give a damn about your investigation. You have your murderer. I'm a hospital crippled by segregation and suspicion.
I get the sense you feel I've somehow enjoyed this. Someone was killing your non-human patients, Doctor. I simply acted on the evidence.
No, you came into my hospital and you went after my alien physiologist with as much prejudice as I have ever seen. And because I let you, I've probably lost his respect. Maybe that means nothing to you, but I don't really care. I am returning all non-human patients to the general population today. And if Intermed doesn't like that, they can suspend me.
Hey, Val. I'm Dr. Breslow. How you doing?
Aren't you supposed to tell me?
Well, right now, you're the expert.
Whatever. It's my back.
Lower back?
Yeah, I think it's kidney fever or something.
Yeah, that's going around. Is it a stinging sensation or more like cramps?
Cramps.
Did your parents bring you in?
You're right. Mom's on the prowl and Dad lives out in the holes, I think. It's my back, not my face.
How long you been on Krobes, Val?
What the hell? I'm no skeezer.
Must have been hard coming in. These cramps are a killer. Like a rusty hook scraping your insides every time you move. Especially on that bumpy hospital shuttle. Hey, relax.
I can't relax.
I bet. Before when things got tough, you could just shut your eyes, go to cool places. But if you've got the cramps, it's definitely no fun anymore. In fact, it's getting out of control. One minute you're sitting in class, then all of a sudden you're tripping. And the trips keep getting scarier. Next thing you know, it's 3 hours later, you're on the floor, muscles all clenched up, crowd of people staring down at you.
I don't know how to stop it.
When'd you take the Krobes, Val?
6 months ago.
You know what we have to do?
No, okay, forget it.
Val.
No,
Val, this
no.
stuff is in your brain. It's not a drug. It's alive, and it's not going to leave on its own. If we don't do an electronic tox draw soon, you'll be tripping 24/7. Is that what you want? All right, you stay put. And I'm gonna go see about getting you checked in. Ani,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you like that.
You didn't, Dr. Breslauer. Proximity sensors alerted me to your presence.
Then why'd you seem so startled?
I don't know exactly. Ever since Dr. Jurado came in and everyone's been so worried, I have been experiencing a curiously unpleasant reaction that's completely foreign to me.
Are you telling me you're afraid?
Of course not. Such feelings are not a part of my core programming. It was simply a systems error. I've corrected it now.
That's good to hear. How about if we start all over here? I need you to offload Val Bowie's complete medical history for me.
Certainly.
Oh, and try and locate her mother as quickly as possible.
Have no fear, Doctor.
Good work on the Salafib.
Happy to oblige.
I thought you should know that your record's staying clean. I made sure you were kept out of Stenthalock's official report.
Well, that doesn't erase it for me.
I'm not telling you anything you don't know, Grote. But we're working in a fishbowl here. An experiment like Mercy Point has never been attempted before. And there are 1,000 people in the galaxy, 1,000 reasons to see us fail.
Maybe, but you questioned everything that I am and everything that I believe in, and I will not go through that. I need your word, Harris. Not as a boss, but as a friend, that you'll stand up for me. Otherwise, I'm through.
I made a mistake. And if you ever walk out of here, I'm right behind you.
Dr. Breslauer.
Yes, honey.
I was unable to reach Val Bowie's mother.
That was quick.
I'm afraid it usually is.
What do you mean? This isn't Val's first time at Mercy Point.
Actually, no. She's been in and out for a variety of behavioral disorders. Mrs. Bowie has never responded to any of our calls.
The girl's a minor, and we can't do an detox without her mother's permission. You know what? Leave her a message. Tell her this is more serious than a disorder. This is her daughter's life we're talking about here.
I understand I owe you thanks, Dr. Maxwell.
I'd prefer an explanation.
I broke into a file base and offloaded the record from a routine eye exam you had. After a little manipulation, I was finally able to duplicate your retinal print in an RX unit.
Salafibes have always been a peace-loving species.
To kill was abhorrent to me. My victims haunt me when I sleep.
Well, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to help me understand.
Do you know how to say greed in my language? Greed. Our word for profit is profit. We must use the human words because, like the ideas they represent, they are new to us. And these human impulses are a disease. And your disease has infected my kind.
And killing non-humans was the cure.
Mercy Point symbolizes the integration of humans and aliens. And you, Dr. Maxwell, symbolize Mercy Point. I knew that if I could bring you down, I could bring it all down.
You worked with me in the lab, Bartok. You've seen me laboring over tissue samples from every known species. You know that our DNA is almost the same. Our coexistence is inevitable.
You're talking about a laboratory, not the real world.
The real world is a laboratory. Let me ask you a question. What is the Salafib word for murder? There wasn't one until now. And maybe we inspired it, but you are the first Salafib to bring it to your own kind.
Val! Hey! Where are you going? Val, please, let me help you.
Look, you can't help me, okay? I know the law, and you can't detox me without my mom's permission.
If you go, you'll be dead in a month.
Well, guess what? I'd rather be dead than have my mom find out.
Your mother doesn't have to know.
What are you saying?
I'll do the detox without consent. As long as we both keep quiet, no one gets in trouble. Not you, not me. Deal?
Mercy Point will continue in a moment. With AT&T...
We're gonna have to keep a low profile on this, Val. Privacy is a very good thing for us.
Are you sure you're not gonna get into any kind of trouble?
They can't find me. They can't fire me. Okay. You trust me, Val?
Guess I have to, don't I?
I'm gonna run and get an detox unit, and I want you to stay put this time.
Took you long enough. I called you, what, at least 7 seconds ago?
Well, you know, I thought it's only CJ. What's the rush? Oh, and if you still want that letter of recommendation, I'm sorry, it's just, it's gonna take me a little longer because now I have to write a book. You guys, stood by me. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget it. Mr. Whitney?
Jason Yaguchi, or Star Mining.
I'm Whitney.
And the reason you're here is?
To see that all of Mr. Whitney's needs are met.
Ah, I do much better without an audience.
I'll wait outside then.
That's my babysitter. I'm pretty hot property right now.
Ah. So you're here for an earthbound exam?
Yes.
How long has it been since your last Earth visit?
Oh, a couple of years. Kept waiting to go back till I hit the mother lode.
Ship finally came in, huh?
Oh, yeah. Whole asteroid belt full of wolframite. I figure it'll be a full-time job just spending my money down on Earth.
Say, job I wouldn't mind having. Could you hold your hands out for me, please?
Sure. I've been celebrating last couple of nights. Haven't got much sleep.
I don't blame you. Could you lie down for me, please? And what would your guess be, Doctor?
Mr. Whitney, have you had any previous problems with homesickness syndrome?
HS. Doc, you're cuter than hell. I'm sure you're a good doctor, but...
This is serious, Mr. Whitney. We need to know just how advanced your HS is. When was your last visit to Earth, exactly?
It's been 8 years.
Good call, Doctor.
8 years? That's gotta be a record.
I've never heard of anyone lasting more than 6. I want you to get a nurse to draw some samples and get it to the lab right away. I'm going to check the schedules to Earth. Unless, of course, you have someplace to be.
No. I'm on it.
Shuttle schedules, quickest trip to Earth.
There's a shuttle departing Dock 3. It departs in 47 minutes. Total journey time is 33 days, 11 hours.
Are you aware that your employee is suffering from advanced HS?
Homesickness syndrome. Oh, jeez. Well, all he needs is your stamp of approval, and he can be on that shuttle.
If Mr. Whitney's HS is as advanced as I suspect, he would never survive the trip.
Guess I won't be getting up for a glass of milk.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat this, Val. What we're doing is killing hundreds of thousands of microscopic organisms in your brain. And because they share your consciousness, you're gonna experience their death.
I'm scared.
You should be. It'll remind you to stay clean. But you're gonna come through, I promise.
How long?
20 hours. And I'll be sitting in that chair every second I can. And the rest of the time, I'll be 3 minutes away. This will alert me to any change in your brain activity. And Val, I'll be the first thing you see when you wake up.
You're scared too.
A little. But I'm not worried. You ready?
No. Let's just get it over with before I change my mind.
Just remember, I'm gonna be right here, and you're gonna be fine.
How do you know?
Because I was. Now relax.
Dr. Maxwell, I spoke with our accounting department, and they assure me Orstar Mining will pay for Mr. Whitney's full shuttle fare back to...
You don't listen very well. Mr. Whitney may not be going anywhere. And why is it he was kept off Earth for 8 years when ISC requires all Earth One be given a yearly HS exam?
Orstar Mining sends memos to remind all employees, and we subsidize the procedure. Some refuse to comply.
Is that right? Well, I guess if my employer's policy was to fire me while I was gone, I wouldn't show up to the doctor either.
We are trying to help Mr. Whitney.
You are trying to sweep him under the carpet. Ani, I want you to look up Orstar Mining's HS exam reports, and I want you to find 3 things. How many employees were due for testing last year? How many actually showed up? And how many got the disease?
I don't care what she says. The view from L-Wing is just as nice. If she won't move, sedate her.
Yes, sir.
So, we're all one big happy family again.
If I can ever finish desegregating this hospital.
Well, if it is any consolation, you will have one less body to move. In compliance with my orders from the Shen, I will be returning home tomorrow.
Wait a minute. They're still recalling you? Well, those orders were given when there was a killer on the loose. The situation has changed.
My orders have not.
Do the Shen even know what happened?
They know that non-humans were murdered, by whom is no doubt irrelevant to the Shen phyletic.
As long as you're following orders. You are not to leave this hospital until we've discussed this matter further.
Mr. Whitney's lab results.
Lab slow today?
I was with another patient, sorry.
You read this?
Yeah, odds are Mr. Whitney's not going to make it back to Earth.
Let's, break the news.
I've waited 8 years to go back, and now you're telling me I can't?
Just take it easy, Mr.
I don't want to take it easy. I want to go home.
Hey, Mr. Whitney, now look at me. Look at me. I need you to stay in control. Now, you can do that for me, can't you? Come on. All right, come on. That's it. There you go. All right, now just lie down.
She said...
Running a little slow?
I'm sorry, I was in the middle of something.
All right, I'd appreciate it if you could be in the middle of my rounds while I take care of Mr. Whitney.
Oh, sure.
So, how long have I got, Doc?
7 days. 10, if you're lucky.
I think I've already used up all my luck. Listen, Doc, about yesterday.
It wasn't your fault, Mr. Whitney. HS forces your mind and body to panic. Hopefully the medication I prescribed will keep that from happening, and I'm sure your family will like that.
I ain't seen my wife and daughter in 8 years. Except on the holophone every 6 months. Otherwise, I'm just checking the mail when I've got money and postcard when I don't. I promised them I'd come back a winter, and now I can't even come back at all. They don't even want to talk to me.
Don't be so sure.
Quaid, are you all right?
Hey, Lid.
Oh, you look good.
Why are you calling from a hospital?
To tell you the truth, I didn't know I was. But, here's the drill. I finally did it. Lid, I found a whole asteroid belt packed full of wolframite. You're probably gonna see me on the news.
I'd rather see you in person.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to tell you that I'm giving the money to you and Jen. Honey, all of it.
Wade, you're worrying me. And what's wrong?
The doctors here, they got this idea that I picked up something, and it's pretty bad. Lid, I've got HS.
Queen, I want you to climb into your rig and get back to Earth right now. Now, me and Jen will take care of you here.
I wish I could, honey, but the doc says I've only got about 7 days left. It'll take me 3 times I have to make it home.
Yeah, but you gotta try. I need you, Queen. Jen needs you.
She doesn't even know me.
That doesn't mean she doesn't want to.
I miss you, Lid. I miss you both.
I got a message. My daughter was here.
What's her name?
Oh, I call her a lot of things. You probably have her down as Val Bowie.
Oh, yes. I know Dr. Breslau was expecting you. Let me just check on Val's status.
Oh, don't bother. I can tell you her status. She's been a pain in the ass since the day she was born.
I see. Well, according to our records, your daughter was treated in the exam room this morning. But she's either been moved or released because our system's no longer tracking her. And I'm having difficulty locating Dr. Breslau as well.
Hold on a minute. What are you trying to tell me? That I came all the way out here for nothing?
Let me try and check again.
We need to get the media corps up here by tomorrow at the latest. We gotta get this Whitney interview for the press pack before he starts looking it up.
Like death?
Doctor, hello.
Cancel the interview. Mr. Whitney has plans for a family reunion.
But Dr. Maxwell, I thought you said...
All-Star Mining is going to put him on a corporate transport for Earth today. All-Star Mining is going to put his wife and daughter on a high-speed transport coming the other way today. A few days from now, they'll meet in the middle.
I don't think so. I'm going to have to consult with
You do all the consulting you want to, but in the meantime, let me throw some numbers at you. 1,012, the number of All-Star Mining employees due for HS screenings last year. 273, the number of All-Star Mining employees who actually showed up. 85, the number of employees who died of HS, soon to be 86. But let me make myself even clearer. Should Mr. Whitney die before he sees his wife and family, I will read those numbers to the ISC, not to mention every journalist in the galaxy who wants to break a story and a company at the same time.
I'll make a call.
I was just passing by and I heard her.
I've got it. I just need to get some sun.
The doctor's getting some.
You should stabilize her.
Is this your patient? I've just been taking care of her.
You shouldn't be doing an detox outside the psych ward. Where's her chart?
I can't find it.
Drew, what's going on?
That's exactly what I want to know. Too bad they can't keep you like this all the time. Save us all a lot of trouble.
Get her out of here!
You think I don't have better things to do than chase after you night and day?
Just leave me alone! Molly, 10 megs of cardamine. If you'll wait outside, please.
She's 15, damn it. I'm not going anywhere until I find out what the hell she's gotten herself into this time.
You're performing a detox on a minor without parental consent?
Hey, hero, I'm back.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, I'll live, I think.
Well, you better, because everybody at the ISC is talking about what you did.
Kim, what I did was get stuck in zero pressure for 7 seconds and damn near ripped apart on a cellular level. Terrific. They stick a gold star on my chest, but do you actually think they're gonna let me leave on mission 37? I'm damaged goods.
Is that what's bothering you?
It's on the list.
Well, listen up. Hey, you're alive, CJ. And Grode says you'll make a full recovery.
Surprised he's even talking to you.
You have every right to be mad at me, CJ. But I was ordered to arrest him. And it almost cost you your life. Believe me, if I had it to do over again, I'd do it differently. Ma'am, we tried contacting you.
I want her woken up now. She's got to learn how to solve her own problems. I'm sorry, Mrs. Bowie, but we can't do that. Sure you can. Kick her out of bed. You gotta be tough with her or she'll leave you high and dry.
Oh, I wonder where she learned that. How many times have you walked out on her when she needed you?
Excuse me. Drew! You know, it's amazing. It's like you're caught in some time loop and you're 15 forever. Not only are you unqualified to perform an detox by yourself, you've also violated at least a dozen hospital policies.
Palin, that woman has got to be the worst mother I've seen in my life since yours and mine.
Dr. Breslauer, it's CJ.
Somebody help him.
Cerebral pressure impacting the cortex. Survival probability 10%.
Mercy Point will continue in a moment.
Hey, Jen.
I don't understand. What is going on? His brain swelling is pushing his cortex into his spinal column, and if it keeps going, he'll stop breathing.
What'd I miss?
We've administered an anti-hemotrap for containment.
Check it down, C.
5 minutes ago, and he's been on walks at all since yesterday. Hip.
Continued increase of cerebral pressure at a rate of 6 torr per hour.
It's 26 over baseline already.
How far have you gotten with the drain?
Decompressed the fourth and both lateral thirds, but it's not enough.
What about genetic coercion?
We're talking about a person, not a petri dish.
I know who we're talking about. It might be worth a try if we could just stabilize the cell walls. The swelling might reduce.
Genetically instructing a single damaged cell to rebuild its walls is one thing, but we're talking about millions here, so...
I did a lot of experimentation on this in med school.
Forget about med school. Do you have a solution?
It's all about how you transmit genetic instructions to a cell. With the right frequency of electrical impulses, it doesn't make a difference if it's 1 cell or 100 million.
She may be onto something. Wait a second. Finding the right frequency is a long shot. And what about all the cells that are still intact?
ICP rate rising. Predicted probability of cerebral herniation 91% within 5 minutes.
This is the best option we have.
It is the only option you have. Perhaps I can help.
How?
On te croix. It's a Shennick method of transferring energy from one place to another. It is not meant for humans. I'm not sure that it will work. I may be able to reroute the excess fluid into his cortex ventricle, which you have already begun to drain. Once that is done, you may proceed with Dr. Breslauer's wise suggestion.
5 minutes, and I'll have his DNA sampled. I don't know the frequency, but I know the range.
You've got 5 minutes.
Fine. There is no guarantee, and I must be alone with the patient.
Patient requires immediate genetic manipulation.
Prepping coercion process.
He's clear. Hurry before the swelling returns.
Standing by.
DNA is transferred and ready for coercion.
Hip?
ICP now 40 torr. Herniation probability 98%.
I don't think it's working.
ICP now 41 torr.
Get ready to intubate.
ICP 42 torr. Spontaneous respiratory drive no longer detected. Immediate decompression mandatory.
Even if we breathe from it, we'd be brain dead. CJ wouldn't want that.
No, he wouldn't.
It's in.
We're doing his breathing for him, which means he's going to lose all cerebral functions.
Correction, Dr. Breslauer. We are not breathing for him, and Dr. Jurado's brain is still functioning.
Hip, clarify.
Intubation is no longer necessary. ICP now 36 torr and falling.
Drew, it worked. It worked.
You did a good job.
This is absurd. I demand to know under what authority do you have the right to take me off of that transport?
Under mine. Forgive the drama baton, but I wanted to catch you before you left.
Yes, well, it's been a very long day. The Shen do not believe in goodbyes. They only delay the inevitable.
It's not a goodbye. More of a welcome back. I spoke with the Shen Phyletic and requested that you be allowed to remain at Mercy Point.
Rick, no one contacts the Phyletic, especially a human.
That's funny. They responded the same way. Until I explained to them that the criminal was captured, the investigation ended, and the segregation of Mercy Point was over. Not to mention what an asset you are to my staff.
And?
They told me that in appreciation for my candor, they would allow you to decide whether to stay or to go.
I have never made a decision like that concerning my own fate.
Then you better not screw it up.
Decontamination complete.
Mrs. Bowie, I don't in any way condone Dr. Breslauer's actions, but your daughter would have died without that detox.
This is just her way of hurting me.
Hurting you?
I set rules, she breaks them, I punish her, she plays games. Oh, you don't know what it's like unless you've raised a kid alone in space.
I have, and no matter how hard it is, Val is still your responsibility.
Not anymore. If she's old enough to disappear for days on end, she's old enough to take care of herself.
I know you.
Pardon?
You're my mother. I haven't seen her in a long time, but I recognize you immediately. You expected a bundle of joy, but when your baby cried too long or ate too little or just didn't giggle on cue, you wound up a bundle of nerves. You couldn't cope with a tough kid, and she can't cope with a weak mother. Oh, I've been there. And I can promise you this. If you give up on her now, she's gonna give up on herself. And sooner or later, you're gonna end up crying all alone.
Our CEO, Mr. Dietrich, was so upset by Mr. Whitney's dilemma that he offered the Phaeton, Mr. Private shuttle, fastest in the Sahara.
I'm touched. What about his family?
They've already boarded the Phaeton's sister ship in New York City. They'll rendezvous at the Pritka station off Neptune in 5 days.
Okay. So, it looks like you might have a couple of days with your family.
No. I held on for 8 years, waiting to strike it rich, so should be able to hold on for a few more days, make it all worth something.
Got a minute?
I Actually, I've got about 10 until the shuttle leaves.
You're very lucky. It looks like Val's gonna pull through.
That's good.
Listen, I spoke to Mrs. Bowie. She makes Mom look like a saint.
Almost.
What you did, Drew, it was still wrong. I don't mean trying to help Val or even trying to put her mom in her place. But risking your career on an illegal detox.
You did it for me. I'll never forget waking up and seeing your face. You don't know how safe that made me feel. Then when I thought about it later and realized I could have kicked you out of med school, I knew I'd never be able to make it up to you. Any more than I can make up anything else. Not even now. So I think that the best thing for me to do is to go. And to leave you alone. You don't have to fire me, Halen. I quit.
I didn't come here to fire you. Look, I'm sorry I made a terrible replacement for Mom. And I know since you got here, I've been a tough boss. But you really proved yourself today. And I'm really proud to have you here. So, don't go. Okay.
You're gonna be okay. Go back to sleep.
True.
Hi.
Where you been all day?
Long story.
I'm not going anywhere.
Neither am I. Let's see. My morning started off like any other. I woke up on the beach.
Where?
Who's telling a story? Anyway, I watched the sun come up over the water. And then, right in front of my eyes, there was this whale. And then I realized it wasn't just one whale, it was 5 of them. A whole pod, and they were swimming in this circle furiously. And they were reaching up to the sky, and I was jumping up and down.
The sexiest secret agent in the world. You're watching UPN, the United Paramount Network. Future shock is coming.
Oh my God.
Parker faces a time traveler from the next millennium. 7 days at a special night in time, UPN Monday. The drama continues at Mercy Point.
The man obviously saw something so profound that it blew his mind.
An all-new episode next on UPN.